welcome Stephen along to share his testimony. And so Steve, you and me are about the same age.
Yeah.
Hard to believe, isn't it? I say the same age with the same school year, so you can tell he was born at the start of the school year and then towards the end. You're laughing at it. So, growing up,
Yes.
favourite cartoons, Scooby-Doo or Tom and Jerry?
Scooby-Doo.
Scooby-Doo? Do you like me Scooby-Doo?
Yeah.
Any Scooby-Doo fans in the house?
He's scrappy.
Really?
He's scrappy.
Some cop dramas from growing up.
Hey.
Starsky and Hutch, or do you remember Chips?
Yeah, Starsky and Hutch.
Starsky and Hutch? I love the Chips. That's the motorbikers.
Huggy Bear.
I wanted to be one of the motorbikers. So food, I know what he's going to say here, like, but he doesn't. Let's fix your fighting. Italian food or Chinese?
Italian.
Why not Chinese? Chinese is lovely. You don't hear people having an Italian on his family night, do you? It's a Chinese. On the music now, pop music. Be serious now, I'm telling you. Honest answer. Bros or erasure?
Bros.
I think they love to say erasure, and I'm sure on that night you've danced more to erasure songs than Bros. Have we all danced more to erasure songs than Bros? The nights out, definitely. And I can't get away from this one. Tell everybody who you support your football team. Oh.
Somebody has to.
Did you hear that? It must be another heartbreaking Sunday where he has to watch Liverpool in another cup final. We've lost count how many cup finals Liverpool have been in since Everton lost in the last FA Cup in 1995, and they're still being reminded about that. So that's getting out of the way, so that's good. So I haven't annoyed you though? No? That's good, that's good. So, Steve, what about young Stephen McMurtry? Tell us, from being a young boy up until you were an adult, tell us what life was like for young Stephen.
Okay, so I was born 75 in Shankill, and then moved up to Glencairn. And there's a few ones from Glencairn here. Glencairn was sort of a ruffian place. It was a real harsh place to live in, to grow up in. It sort of hardens you as a kid. So my life has been a life of sin and ungodliness. From growing up young, in my earliest age, I was going to scare a lot of people here. I started drinking at around about 8, 9. Started taking drugs around about 9, 10. And that has sort of continued on from that. It's 5 hours straight out there. I have my wee granddaughter is 8, and just to think of her age, and when I look at her and think of myself, an 8-year-old running about Glencairn, racking and ruin. It's hard to think about it. That's been most of my life. My life has sort of stayed like that. I've made lots of wrong choices, loads of wrong choices. The drugs and the drink progressed as I got older.
But yes, you had young Stephen was reckless. What about your family situation when you were young? Parents, brothers, sisters?
Yeah, I've got a brother and a sister. My family growing up, I was the black sheep, but everybody seemed to love me. But I got in an awful lot of trouble, always getting the blame about everything. So I ended up getting the blame of it, you may as well do it. That was my motto. Maybe not right, but that's what I done. But my parents were strict. If you listen to this testimony, it's hard to believe some of the stories that I'm going to tell of how strict my parents were. I never got away with nothing. I mean, my father beat the life out of me, deservedly so. I'll say, I actually went to him this morning and said to him, "Look, Dad, thank you for everything you've done, and I forgive you for anything that you've done towards me, but I'm sorry for anything that I made you do to me." So we had a good talk, and everything's good there. So I just want to make that straight first. As low as he was hard, I was deserving of it. Do you know what I mean? So it was hard. It was hard.
Yeah, I'm sure. And what about your teenagers?
Getting into teenage years, yeah, just everything progressed. So I'll just give you a wee bit of what drugs I took. So I started off, 9 I think was the first drug, was the tip extenders. Went from tip extenders to dam start, ignition seeder. That progressed on to gas. Then from gas to glue. So I started sniffing glue when I was around about 10, 11. That was my first proper real addiction. So it was, I sniffed glue every day, and that was the start of me maybe finding the high that I was chasing for. I believe my whole life there's been something missing. So I've always, a lot of people know me, I've always jumped from place to place. I've never settled, and there was always something missing, and I didn't know what it was. I do now. Obviously, it was the Lord Jesus Christ who's filled me up, but I knew that there was something beyond what I was doing. There had to be something else, you know. All the hassle, all the trouble that it was causing, but it was getting away with it. I'm going to give you one example of just of an early age. God's been in my life the whole way through. Now, I was an ungodly person. I never believed in God, but I didn't disbelieve. I always knew there was something and there was a purpose for me. When I was 10, my big mate sitting up right here, remember us here. There's an electric box that sits at the end of the row of houses, and me being me, decides to open it with a screwdriver. There's a big black plastic sheet on it, stuck the screwdriver straight in it, and pulled it out, and blew myself across the road. Completely, right across the road, and blew. So I went down to my mummy and it says I fell. The whole hand was burnt. So my mummy, being my mummy, she just believes anything I say. She put my hand in a bucket of water. See, the next day, my whole skin was off. So then I had to tell her, but I told her that I tried to close it over so nobody else get hurt. So she believed that. Oh, just laughing about that one. So back then we didn't have nothing, right? So we had nothing going up. So I just learned to survive. But my mummy decided we'll put a claim in.
That's what they do up the side.
That's what they do up the side.
That'll be that worked for me when he was an apprentice, and he says to me, I broke my arm, fell off my bike, I can't make the main team to go for a claim.
So we'll put the claim in. So come the day of the claim, I said, and I think we're getting a few quid. My mummy was all brilliant, it's all brilliant. We're getting money here, we're getting money. See, when we went in, they had the screwdriver sitting there. With the experts saying this is what you've done. So that was the report. So that was just one. So I
Get a paper fan as well.
Oh, I get hammered fan already. Some hammers, so progressing on, school years, I was just, I believe that I have ADHD and ADD. Obviously back then it was never diagnosed, but I was hard. I was a healer. I just couldn't settle. I was always up to something. I just always trouble. No matter what I'd done, I was in trouble. I was in gangs from an early age, ratting with Catholics, which where we were from, we were surrounded. So that was the life that I was brought into. There wasn't really much godly people around me, so I didn't know nothing about anything about God. I have to say this here, it's just coming into my head there. So he asked my mummy, when I was first saved, everybody was sort of telling stories, you know, from Sunday school and these songs they knew. And I was like, I don't know nothing. I know nothing about God, nothing. So I asked my mummy, I was like, Mummy, why did I never go to Sunday school? And she said to me, Stephen, look at your life, son. You weren't allowed to go anywhere. Nobody could take you. My mummy couldn't even go for a drink because she couldn't get a babysitter because nobody would name me. Terrible, but she stuck with me, like, so, one.
Yeah, but I was thinking, because obviously you got to know good as a teenager, but you still really get work when you left school. What about work?
Yeah.
You only get a job easy enough?
Yeah. So my life was going to go a certain way until I was 15. So I think I was going to go down a real bad path. And this is weird that I'm saying this, but if you stick with me, you'll understand. So I was an angry teenager, so we were always in fights and ratting and hated Catholics, and that was the progression that I felt that I was going until I started going to raves. So I took my first ecstasy tablet, which was when I was 15. That sort of lightened me up to not being evil and violent anymore. That sort of just took it down a path of not like that. So I believe that there was something pulling me away from there to there, and I know that that's not what we would say, you're going into drugs, that's not right. But if I hadn't took them drugs, I believe I would have went down the other path and I might not be here today. So everything is just sort of been pushing me to a certain way. Should I maybe have the experience of all this? Who knows? We're here today to tell it, do you know what I mean? It's hard. It's a hard one, do you know what I mean? It's a hard one. I've just lost my trail of thought there, Don. Sorry. My mental health, me being here, I had terrible anxiety, terrible depression. I'm just going to get that out there. So I do lose my trail of thought. So if I do, bear with me, Tom, I'll keep you right.
Well, obviously, there's two things. He says he believes he's ADHD and ADD, and they can lose their mind and their memory sometimes. And also the drugs he's used down here doesn't help either. But work, job, you able to work, you also get a job.
Yeah. So once I started taking these, obviously they were expensive. So I knew that I lived a life of crime, so I done a bit of shoplifting and stuff like that there. So that's how I was getting my money. But then I just thought to myself, this isn't right. I want to live a good life. I want to party. That was my motto. I wanted to party. So if you want to party, you need to earn money. So I got a job. I started working in a bar when I was 15, just as a bottle boy. From there, that gave me a taste of money and a taste of doing good. So then from there, I've had loads of jobs. I've had loads of success in jobs. I've earned an awful lot of money, but the money's all went on drugs. So that's the harsh reality of drugs. There's a lot of people in here today that they'll have there'll be depression, there'll be anxiety, there'll be addiction, and addiction is harsh. It really is harsh. Nobody chooses it. So I'm on the way here.
Remember you were talking about obviously about money. There's a Bible verse, it's for the love of money. Yes. It's a root of all evil. People think it says money is the root of all evil. It's for the love of money, and money's given by God for a purpose. We choose to use it how He gives us. So you said money was no good to you, no matter what you had, wasn't enough.
That's what I'm saying. Money bought me stuff, but it wasn't money. You have people who love money and they just want money. But all I seen money was a gateway to drugs. So the more money I got, the more drugs I could buy. So we'll go from the rave years, from I was about 15 till I think about 22, was just all ease, speed, trips, magic mushrooms, meth, every drug. I never, So I used to always think that there was a lot of things I didn't do because I was scared of my father. I was scared of the hammers I was going to get. But see what I got up to when I got caught. I got hammers. They couldn't have made me any worse. So there was no fear of my dad. I thought there was, it wasn't. It was a fear of God. There was a lot of things that I didn't do that were completely morally wrong, that I knew, but there was something there telling me not to do it, which stayed me away from that. So I just believe that the Lord has been with me from day dot.
How the drugs work up till the last 5 years ago, how bad were the drugs then at the age of what, 43 or so?
43, so from 25, right?
Yeah.
So from 25, around about that age, I was introduced to cocaine. As soon as cocaine, my life up until that, sorry, I'm going to jump again, my life up until that, so when I was introduced to cocaine, I had 2 kids, and I was with my partner for 25 years. As soon as cocaine came in, that's when the selfishness completely took over. So that's when the devil just came into me. It was just like, right, this is us now, let's go rack and ruin. So from that, I have jumped from relationship to relationship to relationship. I've racked and ruined lives. But the Lord knows I'm sorry for all that. So He's forgiven me for that. Thank you, Lord. before that. So I'm just, there's a few hard things in there, like, you know. So the cocaine, it got really bad as I got on to it. About the last 8 years, I started taking it on a daily basis. So it went from 3 days a week to 4 days to 5 days to 6 to 7 till just every single day. I was a functioning addict, is what the people would say. I was able to get up and go to work, but I was on drugs every single day in work and when I got home from work. So that was my life. It just, drugs destroys you. It turns you against everybody, but it makes you think that it's everybody else's fault. It's never your fault. It's always everybody else's fault, which is the hardest thing to accept, that it's not, that it's you. You're the one doing it. You know, you're the one causing all this heartache and pain. People's trying to help you, but you need to accept the help, you know, from doing it. But the harsh thing is, see with the drugs, I'm lost my trail of thought again here, man. I've about 10 things to through my head here, and the Holy Spirit is in me here, right?
I just feel, see, when you share when you ended up, so obviously people call themselves taking recreational drugs and out for weekends and stuff, then when addiction gets, you know, full on.
Yeah.
What were you were locking yourself in a room, weren't you?
Yeah. So it started off, I was the life and the soul of the party. Everybody used to come to me, oh, Mom, we'll go and get a laugh, brilliant, good party, man, you know what I mean? But it slowly but surely breaks you down. So then, first of all, then you stop going out. Then you're in on your own. You start sitting in the house on your own. Then you sit in the house on your own, taking it on your own. So then this is where the anxiety kicks in. So I live in an apartment on the middle floor. So I used to lock myself in the house and take drugs and just look out the curtain thinking that there was people outside coming into me. On the middle floor, there's nobody there obviously. So you turn your TV down, so you just cut yourself right off from the world. That's where the anxiety kicks in. So then you start getting anxious. Then the depression sets in, you're not good enough. What do you want to go outside for? So then I started locking myself in the house. I couldn't get out. I couldn't get out of the house. I became very depressed, social anxiety. I've diagnosed with a list of things. Go ahead.
then you discovered YouTube.
That's the music.
Last 2 years then.
So we'll go right. So I'm 21 months, coming up 21 months clean. So I was saved 5 months ago on the 1st of the 10th, 23. I asked God to help me on the 11th of the 5th, 22. That was the day that the last time I took cocaine. I had a bag of cocaine and I'd been on about a 3-day binge and I was on my knees and I'll be honest, I did not want to be here. I didn't want to be here. I was really struggling and I was just like, Lord, I can't do this no more. See what I'm jumping again, right? So I've had a couple of mental breakdowns in between that. COVID hit and that's when everything, I've never dealt with anything in my life and then when COVID hit, everything just came down on me. My whole life, every problem that I ever done, I had to deal with. And that just broke me. So I went into full depression, had a mental breakdown. So from that hour when I asked God to come in, I've never took or looked at cocaine from that. And that was 25 years I've taken cocaine, nearly 40 years taking drugs and drinking. And I haven't done any of it in nearly 21 months. That was a big thing for God to change in me. Because people know me, I was a full party animal. All I did was drink and take drugs every day and night. If anybody would have said, we get out, I'd have been away. But God changed that in me. I asked God in and He came in. And I felt that day in my house, but I didn't accept Him fully. So He changed my way of thinking. So I was like, I don't know, with other people, but I just thought to myself, I'm going to become a Christian by myself. Because I didn't like people. I came to the conclusion that I didn't like people. I didn't want people anywhere near me, I'd just been destroyed. So I was like, God, right, I'm going to buy a Bible and I'm going to learn about you. So my sister gave me King James Bible, 1975. Right? For someone who's never looked at a Bible or knew nothing about God, and I opened it out, highs through, no way. So I've always been a big listener of music. So I've been talking to God, and I was like, God, I listen to hip hop, gangster rap. So I'm like, God, how am I going to change this music? I can't be a Christian and listen to this sort of music because that's not right. So then the next thing we're talking about YouTube. So then the next thing, there's a couple of wee God songs started popping up my YouTube, and I'm like, whoa, brilliant. Started listening to them. Then I found Christian rappers who were like me, who lived a life of sin but have found Jesus, and they're now rapping about Jesus. So I believe God put that on me now. So all I do now is just listen to Christian rap, which is brilliant. From where I was in my life, when you're listening to people glorifying drugs and women and partying, to someone rapping like that, glorifying God, is amazing. That's what God put in my way, like, just brilliant, amazing.
If we come on to the next bit, so just to bring you on to this bit, because we're getting a good bit.
I jump ahead, sorry.
on the Monday over in work, one of my apprentices, Stephen's name, come up, and I haven't heard his name in about 3 or 4 years. And I thought, there's been 6 of us there, so there's his name haven't heard of for a while, and I thought, wonder how he's getting on, hope everything's okay with him. Then, what happened that week? That was the Monday we were talking about this.
So that was on the Monday, so my oldest wee lad was living with me at the time, and yeah, I felt, as much as I was clean, I just felt that I was coming into another breakdown. Something wasn't right in me. I just felt that I was going down, and I said to the Lord, if there's normal days come, I'll not be here. I'm not going through this again. I'm not taking this again. No way. So my wee lad actually said to me this just after I filmed down. He says, Dad, I've been sitting in there crying. I don't know how to help you. Because of who I am, I have shut myself off from that many people that I don't know how to accept help. So I was trying to deal with myself, but I just said, Lord, I can't do this again. And I was sitting on, it was a Thursday afternoon, and Zach Williams, Chainbreaker, come on. See that song? Oh my goodness. See, when I heard that, I cried my eyes out. It was just like God talking straight to me, saying, son, it's going to be alright. I texted Darren, and I said, Darren, probably the last person you're ever going to think that you're going to hear of me, but I need to come and see you, I need to have a word with you. And he texted me, you rang me, did he? So later on that day, he rang me, and he just says, funny enough, your name came. And just even talking, I just felt peace coming over me. So that was Thursday. So then I came and seen him on the Saturday. So we went on the Saturday, we had a good chat. So a lot of things come off my chest, and so Darren said to me, can I pray for you? And I was like, what? Not used to this, you know what I mean? This is only new. So I was like, go ahead, yes mate, I need it. See when he prayed, honestly, I felt like a house lifting off my shoulders. I felt like, it's hard to explain, but oh my goodness, the joy that just came into my heart. I was just like, this is the right move, this is the right move, this is the right thing. So that was brilliant. So then we planned to come here the next day, and when I came here, I didn't plan to give my life their name. I was like, right, there's loads of stuff I need to sort out before I do this. I have to get this all in order. And I came in there, and I texted the pastor the other night, and I was like, wasn't the sermon you done on the prodigal son? So God's been giving me a few scripts. I'm not even going to try to read them. I'm not even going to try. So he gave me a few scripts. So the first script he gave me, that's not even on this one.
See, God's tested it.
It's Luke 15. It's about the prodigal son. So when that was said that day, obviously I felt it talking to me, but I didn't really take much notice of it. So everybody, for the next couple of weeks, you were the prodigal son, you were the one with the prodigal son, and I didn't know what this meant, But God brought this to me just after I says I was doing a testimony, and I read it. And again, I cried my eyes out. That was just me. It's just like He's talking to me, that He needed me here, that He wanted me here. So I just want to tell anybody who's not saved in here, God loves us all. He really, really does, and He can help you. See where I was and where I am now. It's unbelievable. It is so unbelievable. So He brought me to Luke. See, I'm jumping again. So Luke was about prodigal son. When I read it, I was like, oh my goodness, this is just unbelievable. So I've been praying all week, Lord, just give me something to say. So He's given me a couple of verses, right? So I've learned one verse, which is Psalms 18:2. This is my go-to verse. See, any time that I feel the enemy attacking, I just say this verse out, and it goes away. I know God has my back. It's so easy to memorize something and say it, and it be so powerful, and it means so much. It's unbelievable. So there's another couple of verses here, right? Well, I'll read it.
I'll read it.
So if anybody knows me, Pastor, I would have never been able to read. I couldn't even read the Bible. Couldn't look at it. So we'll go for it, yeah. The Lord is my rock, my fortress, my deliverer. My God is my rock, in whom I take refuge, my shield, the horn of my salvation, my stronghold. How powerful is that?
This is a guy who said he's social anxiety, and he struggles, and even he read the other week in one of our discipleship courses, and it was only the next day that it hit him. I can't believe I just read out last night. You know, so God's breaking into your life, and we do know that when we're walking with God, listen, there's mountaintops and there's valleys. You know, it's not always going to be brilliant. And obviously, when God first comes into your life, all I can describe it as is when you throw all the clothes into the washing machine. Now, not that I use a washing machine too much, my wife will say that way, but when you throw the clothes into the washing machine goes mad inside it, and all the washing liquid and powder start to clean everything up, and that's the way you felt. You said, what's going on here? You know, I'm down there a moment, I'm up there, but you know, you're going, what's going on here in my life?
Yeah.
What about Christmas?
Yeah, sorry, it's me jumping. Things keep coming in my head. So sorry, when I came in here and the pastor done that sermon, and he asked anybody to want to put my hand up, my hand just went like that, through the hoop. My hand just went straight up, and I wasn't me to put my hand up. Believe me now, I did not put my hand up, but it was the best thing that I ever done. See, from that, it's just been like revelation. I asked God, where have you been in my life? Because I've had a hard life. Where have you been? And I was going to write down today and I couldn't. There's that much. It's just it's still now. I'm still now, and it's just giving me, what about this? What about this? What about this? And there's too much. But it's amazing what He has done. So just before I got saved, I've been diagnosed depression, anxiety, fibromyalgia, osteoarthritis, degenerative joints, Barrett's esophagus. So my medication, this is like this here, where slowly but surely, I don't take nothing now. I'm not taking no medication. I am not cured, but I tell you what, I'm a hell of a lot better than what I was before I got saved.
I don't know if anybody can remember back when you first saved, you know, those exciting few months in the first year. And I was saying to Stephen, I didn't sleep for a year, in case anybody asked me to testify. And it was actually 2 years before I actually got up in the church and testified. So for him to do this within about 5 months is truly remarkable, isn't it? What about you? Any plans for the future? Where do you think God's going to take you? Day by day.
Day by day, but God is working miracles in me. Believe me when I tell you, God's real. I cannot believe some of the things that He's doing for me now, the prayers that He's answering for me. Before I got saved, all my family was fell out, me and my kids and all, everybody was fell out with me. Obviously because I pushed everybody away. Everybody's great with me again. And that's only for the glory of God, who has got me to where I need to be, where I can mend bridges. And I just want to say to anybody that's here, see if God is in your heart, just open your heart and surrender to Him, because He can fix you. He's fixed me. See if He can fix me, He can fix anybody. See, from where I was, the anxiety, I would never ever have pictured me sitting here trying to talk to people. And it's been alright. Do you know what I mean? So I just something else coming in. Just like that.
Scanning brain.
So see, that's announced, when you announced Pastor that I was doing my testimony, so on the Monday, couldn't get out of bed. So that's your enemy just attacked me. What are you doing? What do you think you're getting out of bed? Get you back in the bed. Sure, you're happy enough lying in there. So I didn't get out of bed on the Monday. On the Tuesday, couldn't get out of bed again. So I texted you and was like, mate, I'm struggling, I can't get out of bed. You were like, take your time, soon let me know. So I didn't come in that day. So I got up and I was like, I'm not letting this happen. No way. So I prayed to God again and I was like, Lord, break this cycle here. I'm not getting through this again. So the next day I bounced up out of bed and flew into work. So I know that night the dogs started fighting and I got bit my leg. One of the dogs, trying to separate them. That was the first thing. So that was a testing time. So then we came in on the Wednesday. And the wall fell down top of me. Full wall. With all the tails on it. And it just tore me over like a dagger.
The trainer was actually hanging off. And I thought his ankle had stopped that way. I was thinking, where's the wee sticky plaster box?
But again, glory to God, I just get up, and when I lifted the wall off me, I got up and walked away from it. So thank you Lord for that. So I just believe that God has been with me so many times in my life. There's so many stories. There was a couple of stories I wanted to say. There was another story that I believe that God had to have been there. So I've been in probably about 10 serious car crashes and I've never ever been injured, thank you Lord. One particular one, I used to do maintenance on the motorway. I used to put the cable for the telephones. So I was driving a Tran with a 14-foot trailer and the wheels were in the middle. So these trailers are meant to load them up sort of evenly. So this guy put all the sand on the back of the trailer, so I'm driving up, me and my mate, flying up. The M1 motorway, this is how I know God was with me. The M1 motorway on a Friday afternoon, around about 3:30, 4 o'clock. And you picture the size of a Tran and a 14-foot trailer. So I'm driving, having a good old laugh next to my knife out the van doing this here, and I was like, what's going on here? Alright, my trailer was just swinging back and forward. So the next day, the whole thing went flying around, right round the whole motorway, and pushed us onto the verge and faced it down the other way. I never hit one car. Not one person was injured in that. It took about 7 hours for the police to actually close the road down and get us turned back around again. So that's what I got in trouble for. Not for the price, but for that.
Amazing. So, Steve can talk here. The Christmas film. I just want to finish, and we were singing a bit about Amazing Grace at the start, and and then Amazing Grace, this is how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. And obviously, Stephen's obviously already a walking testimony of God's grace in his life, and we're going to wrap up here before he bounces off the stage and that stone. I go on to move this and move that.